And welcome back to episode 6 of Gel and Tell. We are so excited for today's episode, and we've got an amazing guest, an icon, a legend, the real Angel of the North. It gives me so much pleasure to introduce the absolute powerhouse, the incredible founder, entrepreneur, online fitness coach, someone that I look up to so much, a fantastic friend, long-term client of, I think, 5 years across 3 different businesses, helping hundreds of women to change their lives all over the world. Introducing the one, the only, Sammy Harper.
You know what? I don't think anyone's ever called me an angel before. It's normally the devil of the north. So I'll take that. That can be my new bio for Instagram. Thanks, Jay.
So welcome. Huge welcome, Sammy. How are you feeling today?
I'm excited to be here because I think it's been longer than 5 years, Jay. Like when I set up my first business, that was the year of lockdown. That was 2020.
The Blitz was 2020. So it has been 6 years that we've known and worked together.
6 years. Cool. I just tell people, like, you're my best friend. It's been like 20 years. Just a lie. She's my best friend. Don't try and take my best friend.
I love that.
And I'm so excited to be here. And I'm glad we're working together again. It's exciting.
So if you were to describe Sammy Harper in just 10 seconds, how would you do it?
A relentless northerner on a mission to live her best life, have the most fun possible, and create the biggest impact.
Oh, I love it. That was really good.
Cause as much trouble as possible.
I love it. Let's maybe start at the beginning. I've loved being a part of the last 6 years. But for our audience, maybe you could take us back to the start. And you've not always been in the fitness industry. So tell us a little bit about where it all began.
So my background is performing, like singing. So I do think the skills from singing have definitely transitioned into this. But yeah, it was lockdown that was a huge transition for me in terms of career change. But I've done classical singing from being 4 years old. So if I wasn't on stage or horse riding, then I don't know where I was. But I didn't even know what fitness was, really. It's actually mental. But yeah, so I did classical singing and then I transitioned to drama school. So I moved to London when I was 21 to do that. I did opera school before that. So I was training to be an opera singer, but I bloody hated it. Everyone was really posh. I wasn't. I just wanted to party. I wanted to live my best life. I got this new lease of life and I was like, fuck this. So that's when I moved to London and I went to drama school. So I did another 3 years singing, acting and dancing. And that's when I started doing shows, got an agent. And I did a bit of fitness on the side, teaching classes, just because I was like, oh my God, I actually really enjoy this. I'm really good at telling people what to do. And it was really fun. And it just helped alongside, say you were doing shows for 6 months, then you'd have a gap. So it just really easy in between shows. And then it was a case of lockdown happened. All the shows shut. I was about to start Tangled, the UK tour, and to play Rapunzel. I was fuming. And and that's when I set up Lockdown Blitz. So I started doing Zoom classes, just 2 classes a day. You could pay me I don't know, maybe £10 a class or something. Anyway, and then I transitioned that into, because I remember it just being a 3-week thing. I was like, yeah, just sign up for 3 weeks, guys. Pay me 40 quid and you can join any class. And then Boris was like, yes, we're doing another 3 weeks. So I called it the Lockdown Blitz 2.0, thinking, I'll do another 3 weeks. And then I think we got to 12.0. And I was like, okay, so this is happening. We weren't coming out of lockdown anytime soon. And that's when I made it Blitz by Harper. And I think that's when I started working with you guys, running on a platform, properly teaching classes. And I think we grew to 120 members, paying me £120 a month. It was ridiculous. Had all this money coming in, didn't know what to do with it. Guys, when I say I didn't even know how to CC an email at this point, one of my friends was like, damn it, you need to BCC us. You're sending everyone the same thing and we can all send emails. And I was like, what you on about? GDPR? I went, what the fuck is GDPR? And I just had to learn fast. When I say fast, and I was like, oh my God, you know what? I'm bloody good at this community building and entrepreneurship vibe. But I'd grown up around businessmen. All my family were businessmen. My dad was one of 7. He grew a business from scratch, very creative, incredible salesman. And when I look back and reflect, it makes perfect sense why I'm good at what I do, because yes, I love people. I love energy. I love being the center of it, but I can like literally do that. And it is marketing, like, and just actually having balls to just go after stuff, which I definitely got with my dad and my mum. My mum's a really good entrepreneur as well. So yeah, that's how it started. And then it just kept moving. I did retreats. Then I had another business, which I don't think we'll touch on because fucking shit show. And then I transitioned into coaching, becoming her. So it's been a journey. And I think it shows like how one business, you know, I've had what, 3 now?
Yeah.
And I think people see this one and think this is just it. And it just shows like how far it's gone from like even like 4 transitions of Zoom workouts, retreats to coaching. Like it's been a full journey, which you've seen all of, like Nora and G, haven't you? Really?
Yeah.
So that's the outline of how I've got here. 10 years. No, 8 years.
Wow. I think it's amazing. And what I think is really inspiring is you have no fear of changing things or like starting again, especially in business. I think a lot of people get really like, like the sunk cost fallacy where they're like, oh, I spent so much time on this. Like I couldn't put it in the bin. I couldn't start again because I've spent so much time and money on it. What I love about you, and I found always so inspirational, Sammy, is how you're like, no, you know what? It's not serving me anymore. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to start again. What do you think is that thing that makes you go, right, this business is done now. I'm going to start a new one, or I'm going to... Is there a moment or a feeling that you have that makes you just go, you know what, fuck it, let's do something else?
If I'm not enjoying it. I can't do anything if I'm not enjoying it. And for me, fun is my biggest value in life. And for me, it's like, I know I could do anything and make it good. I could work in Tesco and be manager probably within 2 weeks. Like, I just know wherever I go, I'll do a really fucking good job. So I've got this like trust within myself that whatever I do, I'll make it happen. So it doesn't matter what I'm doing. So it's about a case of actually, you got to enjoy the process. And it's not every day is enjoyable, by the way. Like, I'm sure we'll get onto that. Like, there is sacrifice. There is a lot that comes with it as you build, basically. But yeah, for me, it's a case of, right, this doesn't serve me anymore. I don't feel like it aligns with me. And yeah, like, it's all good to kind of move into something else. Yes, it's scary. It's not easy. Like, you are just going, should we hope for the best here? Let's see what happens. And if that doesn't work, fine, we move on to something else. But nothing I've ever done hasn't worked up until this point, for like to a degree. So it's like, actually, you've got a lot of data there to prove that you can do it. So it's just about trusting yourself, I think. Like, and I think that's where so many people go wrong. I see lots of friends, like, other people in the world that I just think too scared to like make a change, and they're fucking miserable. You have a choice. Like, you can change it. Like, no one's forcing you to be in that job or that relationship or whatever it might be. So yeah, for me, it's always a case of, I don't know, I'll give things a shot, but if it's not serving me, I'm out. Quite cut from that though. In every sense. In every sense. Yeah.
Gosh. That energy, Sammy. You've got the energy. People love it. It's so good. But I always, and this is my biggest thing in life, is like intention is everything. And I think that's basically what you embody, is like, if you don't enjoy it, you won't put intention in it and it won't go anywhere. So yeah.
But also as well, people feed off that. Like, I've done, like, when things start to slip away of like numbers dropping or not selling or whatever, it's because you are your business at the end of the day. So it's like, if I'm not thriving and I'm not truly in it, people sense that.
100%.
And it's that thing of, no wonder my numbers have dropped, because like my mind isn't in the game. And like you say, it's an energy game. Like, I massively, like, the more energy I put into myself, the better my business does. The less energy I put into myself, the worse that month is. And it's the same with everything. Sorry if you can hear the puppy squeaking, is very annoying toy. It's the truth. Like, you are your business at the end of the day. So how can you expect that to thrive when you feel fucking miserable doing it? What do you hear?
We see this a lot with other business owners, and like how the energy translates from their confidence in their self or their belief in their product to literally sales and the money that they earn. What do you do on days where maybe you don't feel as high energy?
I've learned now to just take the day, play my calendar. The one good thing about being self-employed, I'm in control. I've not got some boss telling me what to do. Don't tell me what to do. Hate being told what to do. Like, that is the one only good thing we have as being self-employed, is you are in control of your time, your diary. If I want to go to Spain tomorrow, I can go to Spain tomorrow. I've got no one to answer to, ultimately. And that's the thing. It's like, actually, I'm in charge. So if I'm not feeling like I've run 100 and I've got 6 sales calls booked in, I'm very, very clear on like, you know what? I'm not going to show up in the way I want to. You actually just need a day, Sam. Just take a day. Whereas old Sammy 2 years ago would have been like, no, push through, push. Come on, more. And then you just lose all sales, all energy, and you just get to the end of the day where you just feel like shit. So yeah, it's a case of learning your own boundaries and actually going, am I going to show up in the way I want to? Yes, no. And actually not being afraid to kind of disappoint yourself ultimately. Because I think when we are so like passionate about it, it's really hard to turn down business. It's really hard to turn down calls. And, you know, say you've already got 6 calls in the diary that day. Well, that woman said she wants a call, so I'm going to lose my lunch break, or I'm going to give up my evening because Sandra is desperate for help. Do you know what, Sandra? You can wait, actually, because I need my evening. Otherwise, I won't be able to help you. What is it? Pour from an empty cup or fill your cup full first or something?
What cup is it? What's your cup size?
I'm trying. Like, I definitely go through waves, like, you know, but I'm way better than I was. But I'm not afraid to kind of, I guess, turn things down, ultimately, for my own health and welfare. Yeah.
I love that. Walk us through a bit like becoming her now. Obviously, like that is the business, and obviously that is where we get to also support you through the content side of things, which is super exciting. But yeah, what made you start becoming her? Obviously, going from like the group setting to now, you know, the more online coaching scene as well.
Do you know what? It's been like a 2-year journey becoming her. So I properly launched it not last summer, so August 2024. So about 18 months ago is when I properly launched my coaching. And it's taken me a year, I'd say, to really understand what it is I'm doing with in terms of my audience, what the name is. And like, it just shows that time is, you've got to discover these things. It's not just going to come and land at you, right? And anyone that's got an instant idea, I think, fair fucking play. But for me, I had such an incredible brand name before that, and like a real strong kind of community. So transitioning from that into a new brand, you know, you are rediscovering who your audience is. Like the business I had before is a completely different woman I'm targeting. So it's about, who is she? Like, what am I offering? What do I want to like actually put out? And it's taken me that whole year of building a brand and identity, like, and it's mainly actually the woman that I probably not necessarily used to be, but the woman that, there's certain parts of the woman that I aim to work with that used to be me, like, but there's definitely parts, like, I've never really been a people pleaser. So like, I work with a lot of people pleasers because I'm very, very good at saying no. Like, I've got my boundaries. So I attract a lot of women that can't do that. But I also attract a lot of women that, you know, have got to a stage of their life that I guess have given everything to work, everything to a relationship, everything to everyone but themselves. And I've definitely been there where I've give so much at the detriment to me. And so it's like my own journey is now reflected in this program, because I can help women because I've been there, but I also help them because there's elements of them that they see in me and they want. So becoming her is literally like, it is a transformation program. It's, yes, you're going to get the body, the dream goals, the weight loss, but it's so much more than that. I don't really sell the transformation as such in terms of come get a 6-pack, because I think you can still get a 6-pack and be miserable as fuck. So this is a full transformation of, right, rewiring your consistency with yourself. Like, you know, the all or nothing mindset that's been holding you back, these quick fixes, these diets. This is how to make this a lifestyle around your busy routine and your schedule that allows you to thrive and become her, ultimately, this potential that you're trying to unlock. So yeah, that's becoming her.
One thing, Sammy, that I absolutely, well, actually I love so much about your business and community, but I think one thing that's really, really unique that I've noticed amongst like the women that you work with is how many women come to you for, say it's weight loss or even weight gain in a lot of cases, you know, respecting their body and training, and actually end up starting businesses.
Yeah.
Because you inspire women to actually back themselves, to quit the job that they hate, to leave the toxic relationship, but to bet on themselves, because I think you do such a good job of that yourself. And you've shown, even just in this conversation so far, how you've done that time and time again, because, you know, when you put in the work and you've got the right attitude, anything is possible. And like, you inspire other women to do that too, which I mean, I absolutely love. What do you think stops a lot of women from starting a business? Why do you think there's so many more men that own businesses than women?
Such a good question. And it's weird because I had a conversation with a client. She was at a 90-day, it's like a reset call we did, and her thing was like, Sammy, you need to actually be a life coach. And same thing of like, she was like, yeah, I've come for the body, but I've actually quit my job. She's been promoted to this incredible role. She's a head teacher now. Like all this, and she's like, it's not just the body I've got. I've become this woman that I'm chasing my dreams for the first time ever. I'm not afraid to say no to things, like to, you know, and actually go after what I want. And I see it's time and time again. And I see within, to answer part one, is like these women come with zero self-trust within themselves. They've been told what to do since they were probably 5 years old, you know, followed, you know, gone to uni, ticked the box, got the relationship, got the marriage. And then they're like, but I don't want to do this. And I think when they come here, it's actually seeing it in action. Like, we don't just focus on the body. We don't just focus on the food. This is actually, what do you want to achieve outside of this? And we actually work with them on that. Like, you know, you say you want this, I will hold you to your fucking word. You say you want it, right? You want that promotion, right? What are the steps that we're going to take to get the promotion? And we work a lot with that. But I think to answer your second question of like why women don't do it, I think it's a fear. Like anything, right? You get paralyzed by a fear of I can't do something or I'm not good enough. And you just think, actually, like, that is what is holding people back in every sense, not just business, like life. You know, it's comfortable. What they are in is generally comfortable. Maybe they are in a 9 to 5. Maybe they are in a role that just, I don't know, ticks the box, pays the bills. And with a business, you have to be willing to take a serious leap of faith financially, within yourself, and there's no safety net. So that's why a lot of women I see don't do it, because it's not safe. And as females, we like to feel safe. So maybe that's why.
Great answer. I think that is probably absolutely why. It's really, really, really interesting. So we've spoken a bit about Becoming Her and the program and the women that you support. What do you think is the biggest thing that you find challenging about running a business or Becoming Her specifically?
You have got to have thick skin running a business. I think when you come into fitness, like it's, you know, you're training to coach people to squat, deadlift, be happier, stronger. And then when you start a business, you realize that's like 1% of it. Actually, the coaching is a tiny, tiny element of, you know, all of it. What I actually need to understand is how to sell, how to market, how to promote, how to create content. And then you realize, all right, the coaching bit is just a tiny part. But I think what I find hard is, I think you are your business and you've got to really emotionally detach. So, you know, I had a sales call yesterday, for example. You'll laugh at this. 60 minutes I spent with this woman online, right? She's about to pay the deposit. She hangs up the call, blocks me. Right? I'll give her a shout out. I might tag her on it. And I just think, I've spent 60 minutes of my time listening to your problems, ultimately, trying to help you, trying to serve you, trying to offer you a solution that you've told me you want. And then you have the audacity to, I literally see her go, like, turn off the thing. And not have the like respect to actually just be like, thanks for your time, or like just fully block me. You've got to have very thick skin. You've got to know rejection. But I think why I'm good at it is because I was a performer. I was going into auditions every single day being rejected. So you built this skin of like, you can detach a little bit. But yeah, I think that's the main thing is like, you know, it's hard. You can have a really solid month. You think, I keep on in. I know what I'm doing. And then a week later you think, what the hell? I have no idea what I'm doing. Like it's this wave of like peaks and troughs. And I think that's why your environment is so important, of like actually doing things that take you out of that business mindset, doing things for yourself, like your friends, family that, you know, I like just not talking about it. Sometimes I'm like, you know, my partner will be like, oh, like, how's it going? I'm like, we're not talking about it. I actually don't want to talk about my business. I just need to not speak about Becoming Her for a sec. Just because it's like, it can really just take over your whole day life. So you have to have those things that are just for you.
And I think it's so true that, you know, a lot of people that maybe haven't been a coach or worked in coaching businesses or not been as close to it might take for granted the amount of emotional pressure and load that comes with it. They might just think, oh yeah, but you're just doing like calories, macros, training plan. But like that's, like you say, such a small percentage of actually how you help someone change their life.
Yeah, and we're not that program. Like I always say, if you just want to get a fat ass, get fit, go gym. That's not me. Like this is a premium coaching service. So like this isn't, like I said, a quick fix. So, you know, it's filled with women that are leveling up. So in a way, another thing in that sense is you have to also level up. Like your mind, your, you know, I have 3 coaches myself, because if I'm offering this service, I want to be able to asking women to like invest, grow, improve. You also have to do that yourself. So I have like, you know, worked with a mindset coach. I have done for quite some time now. And that for me is my biggest thing this last year of, you know, I want to get better because that's going to build my business as well. So yeah, it's been a journey. I tell you that. Yeah, a big journey.
I love what you just said about having 3 coaches yourself, you know, and I think like that's a big thing of believing in your own product, really. I'm a big fan of coaches investing in coaches. I think that, you know, it's kind of like you recognize the value in your own thing, that you are willing to also invest in someone, not necessarily that is, I don't think it's about going to someone that's better than you, but it's more about going to someone that's different than you, that gives you a different perspective. What's the biggest thing that you get from having a coach yourself?
So I've got a business mentor. So that's like specifically for my business. That is huge because, you know, it is a skill, like building a business, being an entrepreneur. Scaling a business is incredibly hard, guys. Like, and I know you're doing it yourself. You know, it is a skill. And like I said, I'm a performer. Give me a script. I'll read it back. I'll sing a song. Sweet days, I'm home. Like, now it's about actually understanding figures, numbers. Like, it's so much more than people think. I'm learning a lot in that sense of like, you know, numbers, how to actually build it properly so that you can scale it and make more impact. And then I've got, you know, my mindset coach, Katie, she's incredible. So that's like, again, like a lot of somatics, like release work. And that is super important for me to take. You know, I meet with her twice a month where we really just like sit and understand where I'm at, what are my goals, how do we break that down, but also what's affecting me in life, because there is a lot we hold for other people and I'm such a giver in that sense. So it's about creating space for yourself to kind of honor your needs and understand like when you're growing as well at such a rate, like you have to regulate yourself as well. So yeah, that's what I think I get from it, and advise anyone out there that wants to level up to do the same ultimately.
Love that. Now, moving into like, I think I want to go back a bit on the performing days and then content, because that's a big thing of running a business as well. And obviously we get to experience the Sammy Harper in her content mode. Do you feel like
you see it in action, guys? That's 3 years of drama.
We see it. It's great. On highlight of the month. Everything. Do you feel like there have been some transferable skills across from your performing days to how you show up online? Building, obviously, you have built a great personal brand, which has allowed you to, you know, build multiple businesses across the years. Do you feel like that's been like, you know, instrumental to like your content and your presence?
First year like drama school was like being in the army. I'm not gonna lie, it really got me my discipline. Like I was, from being like a kid, like, you know, I was head girl, but then I left school and I was like, oh my god, I can do what I want. And when I was at uni, I like, you know, partied really hard, and drama school brought me back in. It was like, you want this, you've got to work for it. You've got to really be disciplined. So in that sense, drama school brought that out of me. But I think in terms of skills and like transferring, without a doubt, like I love creating, like, and that's something I sometimes miss as well, like being on stage, like, you know, being creative in that sense. But I think that's what elements like creating content allow me to do, because, you know, I'll send a stupid idea to G, she'll like script it. And it's like the bringing to life of it is one of my favorite parts, because like, again, if you're not having fun, like for me, it's just like, there's no point. Like I'm sat at my desk a lot now, and that's very, very alien for where I thought my life would be. So I have to have these elements that bring, you know, that fun back into it of character. Like, and I think what drama school gave me was I've always been authentically myself, like always, always, always. And I think that is a massive thing for anyone. I don't follow any trainers online, really. I don't follow anyone else that's got a similar business to me, because I do not want to be like anybody else. And I'm very, very, very strict about that with myself. Like, stop looking at other people's stuff to make yours. Like, yeah, I think you can be inspired by people's businesses and like the way they run things, but in terms of like content and being me, like I don't want to look at someone else, right, how did they create that content? All right, cool. So I'm going to write that script, I'm going to copy and paste it. And I think, you know, bringing that fun element into things is something I always want to make sure, not for anyone else, for myself, because like I just want to make sure I'm having fun. Otherwise I'll be like, fuck this, like again. So yeah, I just think the content days we do are just so fun, aren't they? Like, how stupid can we make this whilst making a point that, you know, like, we're trying to make it sensible-ish. But yeah, you've got to have fun, haven't you?
Absolutely. And I stand by that. If you don't enjoy making your content, nobody is going to enjoy watching it. because it's boring, especially now with so much like AI generated slop out there. If you don't have a personality and you're just copying what everyone else is doing, no one's going to engage. And like, we see quite a few, oh, why is no one liking my post? Like, Instagram algorithm hates me. And I'm thinking, no, it doesn't. Your content's just shit. I'm sorry. Like, be fun, be yourself, stop trying to be everyone else, because
it's all copy and paste. And like, I am on this mentorship that has built me out, but I've been on other mentorships for sure that have pulled me out of alignment with myself, because it's like you're following their like strategy. It's very masculine. Like, generally they're run by like very masculine men. Like, you've got to like sell. And like, you follow their strategy and actually it pulls you out of that feminine, like fun, like softness ultimately. And with this new one I'm on, I'm mainly on that just for like scaling in that sense. I'm not with them because of content. But when like we had that catch up, G, like what I love about, you know, when we've always worked together has been we've always had fun and been like, how creative can we make this? And from even being at like Classify, like, you know, Fortis, all them years that we've worked together moving through, the first thing I'd come to G for is like, right, give me an idea on this. How do we make this more fun? Like, we just had such a creative vibe together, wouldn't we? So yeah, I think it's so easy to get pulled off track by following other people's stuff, especially like you say, AI, you can just put into ChatGPT, right, write me this. Like, I'll make sure, like, yes, we use it to like script and help us and create it, but we'll always pull it back to our language, my tone of voice. Like, I'm consistently rewriting stuff, making sure it makes sense for me, because when you put stuff out, if I see an AI generated post, I go, fuck that, unfollow.
every time.
Boring. Like, actually boring me. Don't bore me.
Yeah, we want to learn something. We want to connect to someone. Like, I am so with you on that. And I can think of so many fun things that we've done over the years that no one else has done, because they are just Sammy coded fun stuff. And I think that's why your community love and connect with you so much. Tell us a little bit about the community events that you're running these days. So obviously retreats were a huge part of the business, or the previous business. Are there any plans for like retreats events for Becoming Her on the horizon? I know you did a workshop a few weeks ago, loved that. Tell us a little bit about community and the events.
Do you know what I'd love to? It's been, this last few months for me has just been like really lock into this mentorship I'm on, like really understand how to build a business. Like, I have to keep reminding myself I'm one person, and it's like actually like building a team around me that supports me and like getting the processes in place ultimately, so that I can kind of start doing more events and in-person things. And I think I kind of did it backwards. I did all the events, the retreats, without the coaching really, and then I've done it the other way. And I know I could launch retreats tomorrow very easily with the amount of experience, but I also have learnt a lot from retreats, and it would have to be something very, very specific. It's just, I've only got 10 fingers and 10 toes, but they don't work.
That I do think, you know, as much as like we talk about like all the different things in business, one thing about you, Sammy, is like you're quick in terms of like doing things. You don't overthink it. Like, you're just like, you've got an idea, okay, let's do it. And even on the content days, we might come up with things on the fly whilst we're there, and you're like, yeah, let's try it. Or you like your own thing, and like it's just, it makes it so much more authentic, and people see through that. I think people genuinely can detect who's authentic and who's not, and you know, they would most likely buy from them than someone that they don't really align with or resonate with.
Interesting. Like, a lot of calls I've been having with women at the minute, like sales calls, it's very much, I always say like, why do you want to work with me? And it's very much, you're just real. You just like, there was something about your content just really relatable. You know, it just, in that sense. But I think in terms of just taking action, I think that's why I've got to where I've got in this sense now, because I think over the last couple of years, actually, because I had a bit of a transition of like, you know, I really did lose myself about 30, 31. You know, the other business went down the pan, which was, that's a different other story. But I just think during that time, it was a case of I lost a lot of confidence, and I lost that kind of relentlessness. And I'm only feeling this last 6-7 months, I'm getting that back. And that's taken 18 months of like really just, you know, I moved back home to my mum's, had to leave London after 12 years, like going through a really, really bad time of like not feeling like myself, like hitting depression, like all these things, like no money, didn't know what I wanted to do. My business had gone down the pan. I was a bit like, boom. What I just able to do was like, fuck it, I'm going to run 3 retreats in 3 months. And that literally, without that decision, when I say, guys, I had literally like £200 in my account. I put a deposit down on this place. Like, I used my first wage at Barry's, which was like £1,000. That's it. To just be like, right, get this retreat going. And I hosted a weekly walk club in London during this time. I just got back from 7 months in Bali, like didn't really know anyone. And I just put it on my Instagram and I started, and I remember that first day, I was like, anyone want to come on my retreat? I'm doing a retreat in September. Hadn't even fucking booked it. And I just took the money and then I did the booking. Like, it was just this thing of like fight, fight, fight. Yet that fight or flight gets you so far. And I think I was in fight or flight for such a long time during that period that it got to a point, again, everything I was doing was to kind of prove to myself like I could get out of it and just survive. And I think now I don't have that or need to have that fight or flight. So it's like I can sit back on things. I can do what I want because I want to.
Inspiring though. And I would say, like, having met some of your clients as well, like they do look up to that, Sammy. You know, you're not afraid to talk about your journey, and like you do embrace every single stage that you've gone through. And I think that's really powerful because that's what people relate to. And that's where I think women get that empowerment from that are in your community. They support each other so well as well. Like when you go on Instagram, you can see them like in each other's like, you know, comment section. It's just so lovely to see because, like, you know, you've created such a space where they can be themselves, but they can also feel like, you know, I can do this if I want to, like I can. And I think that, you know, obviously comes from you and you inspiring them really.
But it is like, and like I said, you are your business, and the work you put into yourself, like it ripples. And the work you don't put into yourself ripples. Like, it's all the same, isn't it? But it has been a hell of a journey, like, to get back to this, I guess, which is why I think I'm more precious about where I put my energy, because I don't have that much to give, to be fair, you know, when the end of the day is done. So now I get to choose.
Yeah, I think it's so important to share that as well, Sammy, because obviously from the outset, you know, if you just followed your page now, you know, nearly like 20,000 followers, super successful business, you know, looking to scale to like 7 figures, you'd like smashing it, right? Confident, got all of the things, puppy, beautiful life, you know, all of these things that people would just look at and be like, oh yeah, well, she's confident, she's got it all, she's that girl, you know. But you've worked so hard to become the woman that you are today, and you've been through so much more than a lot of people will go through in like 80 years of living, you know. And I think that, like, just want to like sort of celebrate that. And like, I don't think that you always give yourself full credit for how far you've come, because we are so focused on helping other women. But, you know, I think it's absolutely incredible what you've achieved and what you inspire other women to do. So
I appreciate that. But yeah, it's true. It's like when you're in it, like it's always the next thing, next thing, next thing. And yeah, I'm not very good at looking back and being like, even when you said then, like, you know, built your Instagram to 20,000 followers, like that's mental. Like, to actually think that we've done that, like, and you're inspiring people, like the community's thriving, these women are really changing their lives. And I have to sometimes take a hot second and be like, look what you're doing, because it's so easy to get caught up in the next goal, the next vision, the next, you know, finance, whatever it might be. And yeah, someone said to me, like, when will it be enough? I couldn't really answer it because I was a bit like, I don't think it will ever feel enough, but I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. Then I have to remind myself, like, enjoy where you're at. Like, Sammy 2 years ago wouldn't believe the position she's in now. So it's also remembering, I don't know if you've read the book Gap in the Game. It's like, if you're always looking at, you know, the gap of where you're still to go, you'll never feel satisfied. Yeah, if you look at what you've already gained, like, so look back at the incredible progress you've made, you feel that momentum of like, wow, look how far I've come. And you get to enjoy that a bit more.
I love that. Is there, and I don't know if it's like the quote, enjoy being in the process of becoming, or something like that, which kind of embodies a lot of what, you know, becoming her is about as well. It's like, yes, you want to be that woman, you want to be her, but like, if you don't enjoy the process of becoming her, you're probably not going to be her for very long. It's not a quick fix, it's a lifestyle.
I love that. It's lovely, isn't it?
Just as we wrap up, I think that was just such an awesome conversation, but just a few curveballs for you. Quick fire. You're grabbing the mic at karaoke, what's your first song?
God, Shania Twain, what's it? The song?
Man, I feel like a woman. Let's go, girls.
Yeah.
Tune. Oh, I bet you can do a great Shania. What is your biggest ick within the fitness industry?
Oh God, biggest ick. I mean, biggest ick with men is small calves. No offense. That's the first thing that came to my head. I don't know if that's the question, but
We'll take it. Small calves, small. I don't know that.
Small ego, small ego.
Small ego, small bench press. Okay, nice. What is the most unhinged DM you've ever received?
I mean, I get a few of them sugar daddy ones. They think I'm like 21. I'm like, baby, I'm nearly 35. Like, I'm probably older than you, honey. Like, you probably need my money, not the other way around. Jesus Christ.
Oh, they're awful, those ones, are they? If we gave you £100,000 right now, what would you spend it on?
I'd probably get all my mates, all my family, and book like a sick trip. So I'd do a family trip, a friends trip, and just like take everyone away and just like, yeah. And then I'd probably invest, which I know sounds really boring. I'd invest loads of money into like stocks and shares because that's like my next thing. I really want to get into that.
I want to get into investments.
It was in your what's it called? Your yearly goals, wasn't it, G?
Yeah, it was actually.
Yeah, it was mine. I wanted to invest like so much a month. It's not going very well because I don't really know how to, but it's happening in here.
Me too. Yeah, well, let me know because we could start a little investment club.
What is one thing that people don't know about Sammy Harper?
I'm actually really soft and sensitive. Like, I'm actually a proper softie. Yeah, like I'm a proper romantic. Like, I love love. Like, I'm actually quite. I know this is going to sound weird, but I'm actually a bit of an introvert. Like, I love like being in front of people. But when I'm on my own, oh my God, I'm like silent. Like, I get my energy from being with myself. And I think, you know, when you're an extrovert, you're like, you love energy. Like, I don't necessarily get energy from like being with too many people. Like, if I'm meeting a friend, I like it to be one-on-one. Like, I like a bit more personal like that.
Brilliant. What is one thing that you would never ever do again in business?
Get a business partner.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of my business partner. What do I do?
Yeah, I think for me, like, I'm a leader. I like what I like. And I think we've definitely worked in this way, G. It's like, you've got to find people that you work well with. And I am quite direct in a sense of like, I work very, very fast. I've got an idea, boom, it happened before I've even thought about it. So for me, it's like, yeah, I think there's different dynamics that can work. But I think it's like building a team is like the stage I'm at now. Have different dynamics to me, but that work well with me. And I think also being patient with that. But yeah, never sharing my business with someone again that's like mine, you know.
But you said you work really fast, and like I think that's probably why we've worked so well together for so many years, because we work at a pace that a lot of people don't understand. Like people get really overwhelmed by it because they can't handle the like almost I think for me sometimes I'm just like way too impatient. I want everything done yesterday, but like that also is like, it's such a strength. And but for the right people, they fucking love it, and that's why we're just like bang, 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 bang.
Yeah. That's the thing sometimes, because like my brain works in a certain way. Like, I think I'm type B, so I need people in my life that are a type A, that are a bit more organized, that remind me, like my coach Kat is incredible for that, because she's a bit more like structured in that sense. She has it in her mind. Like for me, I'm like, remind me what was that again? Like, because I'm just like, I feel like I'm more the creative, the idea. I've had to get better at it, but it's not where I thrive. You find the people that can do it, I guess. But yeah, what's yours? I'm interested to hear what yours.
One thing that I would never do again in business is work for a man. I mean, one is because I only ever want to work for myself again, because loving it. I'm obviously wouldn't agree with the business partner thing, because I think Nora and I are like yin and yang. But maybe it's not specifically for men, it just so happens that most of my bosses in my career have been men. I think it like comes down to what you said earlier with like the feminine and the masculine energy. I don't always align with some of the values of masculine approaches to sales, pushy, bringing in the wrong clients, setting misaligned expectations, onboarding someone that isn't the right fit just for cash, selling stuff that isn't real, things that just don't, like those kind of things I've only ever seen done by men, to be honest. I've never seen a woman behave like that.
Before, you know, and I said about that mentorship that really brought me out of alignment. That was it. You sell money, disconnect, boom, it's a client.
Yeah, I hate it. I don't.
It's so against everything that we stand for as well, because we always say impact over income. The income will follow if you actually focus on making impact. And it's just,
Yeah, if you chase money, you don't make money every fucking time. Anyone that's desperate to make cash doesn't make any money. Whereas if you actually do a good job, help people, love what you do every day, you get rich. And you're rich in happiness, but you're rich in cash too. And because you don't care as much about the cash, and I will literally die on this hill that want money, don't make money.
It's so true. But it is that masculine, feminine, like how much power you have in knowing your power, not having to force it down somebody's throat. And it's definitely easier said than done when you obviously want to help someone as well. I have women that I'm like, I just want you to sign up because I could change your life. So there's that element of it as well. But then it's also actually, if they're not going to sign up, they're not going to sign up. I like it. I like it.
Go on, Nora, what's yours?
Go on.
Mine would be, and it's a bit more recent with what's happening right now in business, but it would be, I would never, ever use AI to deliver my service, because I'm very similar to you, Sammy. I love, even as a person in my relationships and friendships, I love the deeper conversations. I love the connection. I'm a big people person. I love being around people. I love giving a lot to people, and same in business. I would never automate my delivery. I love delivering the service. I just for what brings me fulfillment and brings me excitement. And I think people buy from people. We always say this, but also, the people trust you because of you. They want trust, rather than I hear this so much, AI will replace everything. No, it won't, because even us having this conversation now, it's you're around people, you're having fun, you're enjoying it. A robot can't do that,
And I think as well, it brings me back to I've even seen mentorship, business mentorships of learn how to AI your business so you can go to the beach and blah, blah, blah. It's and then I saw this other mentor that was going against it, and he was saying why are you setting up a business helping people to kind of remove yourself from the business so you've got more time? You're doing this to coach people and improve people, and you want to scale it so that you're only working in the coaching element 1% of the time. Huh? Yeah. How does that make any sense? And I do get obviously as you grow, you can't be everyone, you do have to get that support in. But for me, it's that's the bit I love. It's connecting with women, actually helping them and being part of their journey ultimately. Yeah, it might take up more time, but isn't that the point?
Yes, it is the point. And whenever I hear a coach say, oh yeah, but it just takes so long to speak to my clients, and I just feel like I'm taking so much time talking to my clients and helping my clients. And I'm like,
that's your job, babe.
Yeah, that's what they're fucking paying for. What do you mean it's taking you too long to serve your clients? Yeah, okay, be efficient. But I can't wrap my head around that.
There's nothing wrong with systemizing your business, automating your business, but not you. You shouldn't automate you. You should be actually enjoying doing what you're doing. If you're not, you're in the wrong business.
That was a business idea. We should run like a thing that's for female founders.
We should. We want it. Well, we do want to host a retreat for female founders. So maybe we should do a collab. I know you said retreats down the line, but
I mean, I'm the queen of retreats.
But for female business owners and founders to bring everyone together.
And it can be a working holiday or something.
But let's definitely pick this one back up. And if you're listening and you think, oh, that sounds like a bit of me, drop us a DM with the word retreat. Amazing. So last sort of question, Sammy, and just before we wrap up, but would love to know if there is anyone, doesn't even have to be a woman, someone listening to this podcast today who is thinking, I really want to, change my life. I really want to start that business. I really want to travel the world, leave the relationship, do something that they're scared of. What words of wisdom would you leave them with today?
I just think less talking, more doing. So all I'm good saying you want it, put your money where your mouth is. I get so many women that come to me and they've been thinking about the thing for 5-10 years. We don't need more time. What you need is actually just to take action. And it doesn't have to be something dramatic. It's those tiny bits of action are the things that add up. And, I think sometimes we think to do the thing, it has to be this massive life overhaul of it's going to take time, money, energy. Actually, it can just be tiny little things that then build that momentum and trust that lead to the bigger things. So yeah, that would be my top tip, and just be fearless. My quote when I was growing up was, be fearless in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire. And I had it on my bedroom wall for years. And that just summed me up. It was like, just be fearless. Like, go after what you want. Like, life is so short. And I think like you, G, like when you lose someone quite young that's close to you, it gives you perspective. Yeah, life's short, but life's long. Life is long. And it's like, actually, the time will pass. So how are you going to use it?
Yeah.
Like, ultimately, you have a choice. So sit on it, or actually get over that fear and go after the life you want.
100%. I think grief is, a horrible thing. We haven't really spoken about it today, but if it gives you anything, it gives you perspective on hitting that YOLO button and making difficult decisions and actually taking action, because we don't know if tomorrow's ever promised. And it might sound morbid, but if you've lost someone, it's actually true. So fucking just do it. Like Nike says, just do it.
But Sammy Harper and G and Nora's version.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for jumping on and joining us on Gel and Tell. We have absolutely loved the conversation and so many pearls of wisdom and inspiration for so many people listening, I'm sure, as well. If you are a woman and you are looking for some coaching and you want to change your life, change your body, but really just like take steps that you felt uncomfortable with, drop Sammy a message on her Becoming Her coaching page, or give her a follow at Sammy Harper. If you can't find her, you'll find her on our page because we tag her in a lot of stuff too.
Sammy.harper_, actually, G.
Sammy.harper_ at Sammy.harper_ on Instagram.
No, that should be tattooed on you already. No?
It is. Did you not know? I actually don't have any tattoos yet. But yeah, drop her a follow and be sure to get in touch if you enjoyed the conversation today.
Yes, thanks for having me, gals. I love that.
So cute. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.